When we were children, maybe we all thought of digging a hole leading to the center of the earth. Although no one has done it, the farthest human footstep is printed on the moon in the universe, which is 380,000 kilometers away from us. The deepest place we've ever been to the bottom of the ocean, it's 11,000 meters. In comparison, humans know very little about the underground world. Today we will take a fantastic journey to the center of the earth and learn about the mysterious underground world together. Let's start digging down now. 1.8 meters, we arrive at the traditional burial depth in Western culture. As for why it's 1.8 meters, it's generally believed that burying the body at this depth can prevent plague. In recent years, the East has gradually abandoned burial and generally adopts cremation, because burial occupies a lot of land and may cause hygiene problems. 4 meters is the depths of Tutankhamun's tomb, the 18th pharaoh of Egypt. At the same time, 4 meters is also the depth of the deepest ant nest on Earth, which is an ant called Tetrapodera nigra. Let's keep digging down. 6 meters is the maximum depth that metal detectors can detect. Keep digging. 12 meters underground, we arrive at the home of the Nile crocodile, which is the deepest animal cave known so far. We dig a little further down to 20 meters, which is the catacombs of Paris, where more than 6 million people are buried. Then how did the catacombs form? Paris was a big city a long time ago. Many people lived here, and naturally many people were buried here. Over the years, coupled with the war and plague, Paris is full of graves and land is very scarce. So, people open all the graves and put all the bodies in a pit, which is the Paris catacombs. In fact, this is the disadvantage of burial. After many years, there is no place to bury. The Paris catacombs are now a museum, attracting 500,000 visitors every year. Okay, let's continue digging down. 35 meters underground, we arrive at the roof of underground palace of the mausoleum of Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor who unified China. His mausoleum also is known as the Chinese Pyramid. Let's continue. 85 meters underground, we arrive at Derinkuyu underground city in Turkey. 100 meters underground, nuclear waste is buried here. Let's go a little further down, 105.5 meters underground, we arrive at the deepest subway station in the world, Arsenal Station, in Kiev. Why was the subway station built so deep? Because the geology here is relatively soft, not suitable for building subways, they went all the way down to 100 meters underground, and found that the geology at this depth is relatively hard, suitable for subway construction. Finally, they built this subway station at this depth. When we go down to a depth of 122 meters, we could see the deepest plant's roots, from a fig tree in South Africa. Keep digging. 155 meters underground, we arrive at the deepest hotel suite. This hotel is in Sweden, called Sara Silver Mine Hotel. The town of Sala used to be a very famous silver mining area in Sweden, but after 400 years of mining, the silver mines have been exhausted. There are only empty mines left, but this is not difficult for the smart Sara town people. They make full use of the geographical conditions of the mines, opened this hotel. 220 meters underground, we could see the deepest river on Earth, the Congo River in Africa. At 240 meters, the deepest railway tunnel in the world was built here. This tunnel connects Honshu and Hokkaido. Honshu and Hokkaido are the two largest islands in Japan. 287 meters underground, we arrive at the deepest road tunnel in the world, located in Norway. At 392 meters, let's visit the world's deepest well dug by hand, the Woodingdean water well in UK, which was dug in 1862. Keep digging down. 603 meters underground. The cave with the largest drop on Earth appears, called Vrtoglavica Cave, located in Slovenia. If any unlucky guy accidentally falls into the cave, after 11 seconds he would fall hard to the bottom. Okay, keep digging down. 700 meters underground, the Chilean mine disaster struck at this depth in 2010. On August 5, 2010, a copper mine in Chile collapsed, trapping 33 miners 700 meters underground. At that time, the people outside did not know where the people inside were trapped and how many people were alive, but they immediately began to rescue them. They first tried to get to the collapsed place through other tunnels, but they failed. Then they started drilling a very small hole, and then they were desperately drilling into the ground. They drilled for 2 weeks, and when they reached 688 meters underground, they heard a sound, that is, something knocked there, knew there was someone underground, but didn't know where, so they followed the sound, just started drilling, continued drilling, drilled for several days, drilled through, saw people inside, all alive. These 33 people were sealed in a very small place, and then they also wrote a note to pass the drill when it was brought back. The note said, 33 of us are alive, but we are running out of water and food. The place where they were trapped at the time used to be where food was stored, luckily. When people outside found them, they were thinking about what to do, so they started to drill a big hole, and it was much slower to drill a big hole. It took 2 months to drill through this big hole, drilled to where the miners were trapped, and transported these people out one by one. It took another 8 or 9 hours to transport these people, and they were all transported out, and all 33 people were alive. This is the most classic super rescue in history, which is a miracle. Well, this happened in 2011. For years later, it was made into a movie called The 33. Among the 33 people, one was a former Chilean international who played football. Next, we go down to 970 meters, the Bingham Canyon mine appears, in Utah. If you put the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world, in the middle of the mine, its top is still 100 meters below the ground. Going further down to 1,410 meters underground, Finland's Agonizer band held deepest concert ever in this depth. 1,642 meters underground is the depth of the deepest lake on Earth, Lake Baikal, in Russia. At 2,197 meters, we arrive at deepest known cave on Earth, which is a naturally formed cave, called Krubra Cave, located in Georgia. The depth of the cave is currently 2,197 meters, but in fact, it may be deeper. Why? The bottom of this cave is full of water. After diving for 100 meters, the measured depth is 2,197 meters, but it has not yet reached the bottom of the water because it is too deep to dive. It's still unknown how deep it is now. Okay, keep going. At 2,400 meters, let's visit the deepest laboratory in the world, used to search for dark matter, in Sichuan, China. Why search for dark matter so deep underground? This is to shield the interference of various cosmic rays and other factors. In such a deep underground, other cosmic rays must not be able to enter. But dark matter can penetrate anything. The only thing that can enter is dark matter. If the detection equipment responds, indicating that dark matter is found, but there is no response so far. Next, we go down to 3,132 meters, arrive at Mponing Gold Mine in South Africa. It takes 4.5 minutes to reach its bottom by elevator. At 3,600 meters, the deepest multicellular organism might scare you, which is this very freaky-looking bug, called Halocephalobus mephisto. Its body length is only 0.5 millimeters. It lives by eating microorganisms. It can survive in an environment of extreme high temperature and pressure and without oxygen, and if it is put on Mars, it should be able to survive. Okay, keep going. 4,000 meters underground, this is the deepest place that humans have reached. This is a gold mine in South Africa called the Tautana Gold Mine. It takes 1 hour from the surface down to the bottom, and the temperature at the bottom can reach a sweltering 66 degrees Celsius. The deepest place humans have ever been to the ocean is 11,000 meters. Let's continue digging down to 12,263 meters, which is the depth of Russia's Kola super deep borehole. In contrast, the average flight altitude of commercial airliners is only 11,887 meters. If you drop a coin down the hole, it will take at least 50 seconds before it hits the bottom. This is a geological project of the Soviet Union. Its purpose is to pierce the crust. Although it only drills to 1/3 of the depth of the crust, the temperature in the hole reached 180 degrees Celsius, which is so hot the drill can no longer work. The hole is only 23 centimeters wide, and the opening is currently sealed. Okay, let's continue down. Reaching 12,376 meters, let's visit the deepest well in the world, also in Russia. Russia is good at digging holes. By the way, they drilled 4,000 meters into the Antarctic ice sheet and opened the subglacial lake that had been frozen for 15 million years. Are they descended from the Hobbit? Back to the topic, let's move on to the deepest well in the world, which is an oil and gas well called Z44 Shavio. The depth reaches 12,376 meters, which is equivalent to the height of 15 Burj Khalifa stacked together. Deeper than the Mariana Trench. This well is the deepest hole ever dug by humans. Okay, let's continue down. 33,000 meters underground, from here up to the surface is called the crust. Its main component is volcanic rock, and we live on the Earth's crust. Okay, continue down from 33,000 meters underground to 800,000 meters underground, this part is called the upper mantle. Then its main component also is rock, but it is not as dark and cold as we imagine the underground world. It's glowing everywhere because it's so hot due to enormous pressure. The huge pressure causes the temperature of the rock to increase. And when the temperature of the object increases, it starts to glow. So, the interior of the Earth is very bright. In addition, there are a lot of gems here. Mainly some green gems called peridot, but also rubies and diamonds. How did we know there were gems? It's magma that told us. Erupting magma bring these gems to the surface. We often find these gems in solidified magma. So, the gems we take as treasures are the most common things on the planet. Okay, the upper mantle is the glowing green part, the darker as its depth increases, from light green to dark green, and finally to blue. This is because the greater the depth, the greater the pressure, and the atoms are pressed closer and closer together, which causes the color of the substance to become darker and darker. Now, continue down from 800,000 meters to 2.8 million meters. This part of 2 million meters thick is called the lower mantle. The material in this layer won't be brought to the ground by the magma, so we don't know what is in this layer. According to the current analysis, scientists speculate that it should still be rock, luminous rock, but the color is darker. Okay, continue down 2 million meters to reach 4.8 million meters underground. This part is the core area, we call it the outer core. This is a sea of molten iron 2 million meters deep. How did we know that it's all molten iron? It is because of the existence of geomagnetism. The magnetic field is due to the electrical current rotating, so scientists speculate that there must be metal rotating underground. The 2 million meter thick ocean of molten iron rotates at a speed of 1 meter per hour, turning the Earth into a natural magnet. Then why is the ocean of molten iron rotating? Because the temperature of the inner core is higher, a temperature difference is formed, it causes convection, finally, a rotation is formed. Without this rotating liquid iron ocean, the geomagnetism would not exist. Without the protection of geomagnetism, the atmosphere of the Earth would be blown away by the solar wind in an instant, and all living things would die because of ultraviolet rays. Unless we live in the underground. At the same time, according to scientists' speculation, every 100,000 to 200,000 years, the Earth's north and south poles will exchange. This exchange process is very fast. It happens in an instant. Maybe in the blink of an eye, the north and south poles will be exchanged. After talking about the outer core, the rest is the inner core of the Earth. The inner core is an iron ball, solid iron. You may be confused, isn't the temperature of the inner core higher than that of the outer core? Why is it solid? The reason is the pressure is too great. According to the current research of scientists, this iron ball did not exist when the Earth was born, it was formed about 1 billion years ago. That is, the Earth's core is gradually and continuously becoming a solid ball, the inner core get bigger and bigger. So, what will be the consequences? After many years, the ocean of liquid iron won't exist anymore, and all will become solid, then geomagnetism won't exist anymore, and all living things on Earth will die. Unless we can move underground or settle on other planets before then. Finally, human underground exploration reached only 12,376 meters, equivalent to 0.2% of the Earth's radius. However, we knew about 5% of the ocean and the universe. So, for human beings, the most mysterious thing is the Earth.